Hello, and welcome to Cosmic Crit, a Starfinder actual play podcast. This is Rebecca here to welcome you to today's show. CritterCon is happening April 23rd through 25th, and this, right now, is the last week for GM signups for Paizo-supported tables. So if you guys can commit now to hosting a table for charity for CritterCon, April 23rd through 25th, your scenario will be provided to you for free. Head over to our Discord for more information. We also have our third Monster Mayhem Challenge active right now. You can create and submit an original monster for the Cosmic Crit crew to encounter in a future episode. Check out our website for details at cosmiccrit.com. And now for episode 176, Independence Day.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
It's Christmas Eve in NYC, and one detective's date is interrupted by a genetic awakening that threatens to destroy the city and all life on Earth. Join us as we dive into Paracrit Eve. This is your GM, Patrick, here, aka your gross mitochondrial monster, welcoming you back to the podcast and transforming into a rat, from a rat into an even grosser Cronenberg-like disaster rat. Join me in cleansing the city streets with fire are my fellow detectives and genetic stabilizers. To my right, she's ready with an injection of medicine 4 to heal you and DNA bullets to harm the enemy. It's Rebecca rolling with Xenia.
Hello.
Across from her, using a rocket launcher to destroy a giant crab. All in a day's work for Drew delivering Echo 7.
Just like my third birthday.
To my right, riot shields won't help this NYPD. When a T-Rex gets reanimated and attacks, it's Tyler dredging up to Basho.
Yo, Patrick!
Across from him, if you go into Central Park, you better have this ultimate Sheeran being there to protect you. It's Jabert playing as Trest.
Hey!
And across the digital table, if you don't water your plants, they can transform and become unruly. It's just like Miles mixing up with sprouts.
Good evening.
Hey, guys. I don't want to talk about Parasite Eve for 10 minutes, please. Please, no.
Look what I got right here. Oh, you can't even see it on my thing. I have a Japanese copy of Parasite Eve too.
Oh.
Right next to me. I love those games. I love that time period in gaming in general. I feel like there was a lot of imagination, a lot of innovation, and everything just, I don't know, not to wax too poetic about, a retro age, but there was stuff that felt a little bit more boundary pushing and a little bit more exciting than some of the games that we get now.
Well, you got AAA studios now that are making mega hits that need to work on like 5 different continents. And when you do that, you kind of take out a little bit of the crazy fun out of...
and there are still amazing imaginative games being made today. I'm not saying that there's not, but there's something magic about, especially Square Enix or Squaresoft at the turn of the century.
I didn't want to talk about Parasite Eve. I want to talk about Starfinder before we started playing Starfinder this week. Talk a little bit about how crazy this book has been. You've met Mindscape versions of past friends, fought off literal metaphors, sacrificed your minds and bodies to a bug crown. You guys, we still have a healthy chunk, I will say, a healthy chunk of book 5 of Thurston Hillman's book 5 here still to go. So I want to ask you, where do you guys think we're going next in the Mindscape? What bosses do you think are lined up for you to fight here?
I could not even begin to guess at the answer to this.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the end of book 5 was we just literally came out of a Bob Ross painting into our world. Like
I think the end of book 5, we just have to fight Thurston. That's the final boss.
Thurston is the final boss when he's a baby, and he's but he's like 8 stories tall.
Go back in time and defeat baby Thurston, so you don't have to play this book ever again.
Boss baby Thurston wheels around in his chair to see the 5 of you as players, not as characters, just show up and like, I've been expecting you.
But if you can get your hands on him and pick him up, he gives you a +5 to any roll you make.
We'll call it Thirstbound.
Oh, boy.
So I'm guessing that the God Host will be the ultimate big bad of the whole campaign and will be, the big bad in book 6. I'm wondering if what we face in the coming episodes could possibly be a hive mind version of that god host, like a mirage sort of god host kind of thing, but something not quite as strong as the real thing, but something akin to it.
I think it's going to be something more abstract, like we're going to fight like the embodiment of the consciousness of all the swarm. Just like, I feel like this has been such a weird mind trippy thing. I feel like the ending, whatever the final boss of the book is going to be something very abstract and weird and oddly intangible.
This whole experience has reminded me of a couple of episodes of Star Trek Voyager where they came across these Borg that had split off from the main collective, but in order to cope had kind of formed their own little mini collective. And I'm wondering if that would factor in like this, like we're in the main swarm mindscape here, but we could break off some of these people into their own separate, isolated, not quite as well, I say deadly, but most of these people in here are already dead. Swarm mindscape, mindscape 0, something like that.
A lot of predictions here. Let's see if we can get some of them to come true this week on the episode. But before we do, let's talk to Sprouts Marlowe and find out what happened last time on Cosmic Crit.
So Zinni and I were featured in Echo's final vision. That of us fighting the swarm in the ruins of what looked like to be New Grok on Altranius. Turns out the swarm plays mind war games with its own free time, recreating architecture and opponents for it to eviscerate. Unlike its battle playthings, though, Midnight Squad wasn't going down without a fight. We fought off some revulsors and were thanked by the crown asking for another sacrifice. I stayed behind, while the rest of the squad took a bit of a hit. Now it's back to the refuge to get independence to tell us what the prompt we do with this crown and where to aim this Hylaxian weapon.
This week's episode starts with you guys on the deck of the Sidewinder, and you see at the entrance to the refuge, Independence waiting for you all to return. But as the ship gets closer and you guys can disembark, you realize it seems the entity Independence is almost frozen in time and in kind of like a meditative stance. And as you draw closer, the Kucharan Ideal kind of notices you, and while not stiffening its posture, as you get to the entrance, says, "Guardians of the Crown, welcome back. Please tell me of your journeys. Tell me of your fights to empower the weapon of Hylax."
No.
Do we have to? They are. I have to be honest. They were not very fun.
I understand you all must have sacrificed yourselves greatly to the crown. You seem hurt. You seem tired, in need of mending.
Yes, there's only, I think, once we reached the part where our minds were transferred into that of a biological ship out in space, I think that's when we all kind of hit our limit in terms of stuff going on.
Independence will kind of like come up and almost worship over your shoulder there, Echo. The crown is, well, actually, who's wearing the crown now?
Zinnia,
I think.
Yeah.
She'll go over to Zinnia and, not touching it, just, kind of admire it, say, the crown, it is so beautiful. Our goddess knew that we would need something like this in time, and so created it. And who knew that it would be you 5 that were able to bring it to its full power here in this desert?
We left it all out there on the field. That crown may be beautiful, but it also carries a little bit of, apparently, each of us and our capabilities with it.
Right. Because of that, before we continue on to the final steps, I do want you all to get a night's rest for your physical forms. Perhaps trade in the bazaar for what you'll need to face even greater threats. I have used my powers to place the refuge in kind of a time bubble. The enemies of Hylax have already begun mobilizing, though. I can't hold this form of temporal interference for long. You all must prepare for an agent of the Malign Union. They will have followed the Crown's energy here, and soon you must fight to protect it. Behind you, the entrance to the Hylaxian refuge doors, they bust open, and Seneca has Andis and Alto, taking command of the Sidewander. She enters in behind you all and will follow you into the refuge and says, "It's time to stretch my sand legs. Make sure you all don't get into any more trouble without me." And you guys can head on to the bazaar. We've talked a good deal about purchases you wanted to make from last week to this week with the amount of soul bucks you've accumulated. Soul bucks. Summoning the idea inhabitants with a stroke of the gong. There is a different air amongst the warmongers and salespeople here. Echo 7, the Amrantan idea sales folk kind of take you aside and ask, is it true? Are the swarm coming to this refuge to make war?
That's what they tell me, Pilgrim.
Are you all going to be able to fight them off? Or what should they do if they try and erase us from this place?
There are no definite answers now, but know that we will do our best no matter what.
They seem pretty concerned, and mind you, these representations here might be a little different from some other thought forms. As these are like the trapped souls of Amranta, people that never got a chance to get back to the soul battery. But unlike that, Joldamark, the ideal Joldamark comes up to you after he sees a group of other purveyors here, maybe spreading some rumors and looking somewhat afraid. We'll call out and say, "Listen here, folks. These are the best soldiers this war has produced. They survived the Bernoan Death March and took the fight to the Swarm and figured out a way into the Swarm's mind to attack its nervous system. You don't need to be afraid. It's the Swarm that should be shaking in their chitin." And we'll come back over to you and start getting you equipped, and says, a little fluff never hurt anyone. It's good for morale. By the way, the SDF better put a medal on each and every one of you for what you're putting up with here in the Mindscape.
Hopefully, after all this, the SDF will even be able to afford medals.
If they believe our story at all.
Jabert, he will, as you are getting suited up into your new set of armor in the back of his shop, kind of take Trest aside and say, "Oh, soldier, I knew your record had to have some omissions in it. A career bug like yourself ain't turning hide and running from the Swarm. I knew you were the Sheeran that needed to bring together this ragtag operation of you got a scientist, a defective robot, a sick Trox, and a tourist plant. But you melded this team into something more than just a squad. You all fight like one body, one mind, one fist striking at the heart of the Swarm."
We do what we can.
Who does he call a tourist?
He'll give you a punch in the arm and say, "Let's get Midnight Squad ready for the fight that lies ahead. Weapons, armor, whatever you guys need, let's produce it."
We'll do it.
And I clack on the last plate of armor.
Yeah, this is definitely montage mode. You guys are hopefully buying some good new tech, weapons. Is anyone got a new weapon?
Nope.
No, I got my new weapon last round.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people did.
Yeah.
So beefing up defenses before you go into this next
Oh yeah, baby.
next phase.
Yeah, I've got a couple purchases. One I kind of want to talk about when it comes up. But yeah, definitely getting some new armor.
Excellent.
Same. Getting some new armor and a little fusion for the old Weparoo.
Cool. Well, what else goes on here? You guys, like I said, have time to rest up overnight, and as far as night is concerned here. You can just go to a dark side of the refuge and rest.
So before we turn in for the night, I just want to remind the listeners out there that this is our second tour of the bazaar and being able to stock up, and Devasho chose not to spend many of his mind bucks on stuff for himself, and decided to spend them on Echo 7. And Echo, realizing that this is going to be maybe the last time they get an opportunity to do something, decided to take some of his remaining mind bucks and get something for Devasho. Though I would remind you that Echo 7 may not be the most... he may not know the right thing to do at different points. So, Devasho, I have something for you.
You've piqued my curiosity. I am interested to see what you consider a gift. Echo 7.
I understand that gifts as appreciation for things is customary, and I present you with this. I believe in many cultures it is called a license plate. It does, however, have as close to your name as I could get it.
So you give me? So is this really a vanity plate? Like a no fools?
I've registered your butt in my heart.
It's a miniature one. It's a miniature license plate from the Mindscape Bazaar.
Oh boy!
It says Devisho because he couldn't find a Devasho. That's as close as it gets. Like a board license plate.
You live in the DMV of my heart.
What idiot names their kid Devisho? What, are you talking to me? No, I was talking to my son Devisho. Thank you.
I mean, so Devasho takes it, and I think there's that moment where it's almost like when Devasho has been through this many times. It's like when your kid does something you just don't expect them to do, and you stand there for about a second and a half going, "What?" But you can't say that out loud. So he takes it and he goes,
Well, I mean, thank you, Echo 7. I will display this prominently in my room when we are through with all of this. My kids will be very jealous that I have something so customized.
I just want you to know that you have meant a lot to all of us. Thank you.
And it's very kind of you, and I really do appreciate that. I really do want all of us to make it out of this so that we can celebrate together and maybe get back to a semblance of normal life before the war.
After you guys are geared up, licensed, ready to operate heavy armor, you can return to the gifting chamber, return back to Independence. But as you get through the doors there into the large dome chamber, there's a loud crash that echoes through the refuge, followed by you hear chittering, perhaps the flapping of wings. There's a look of surprise and terror that crosses Independence's face. She says, We have the connections, full attention now. It has stirred the entire mindscape against us. The refuge, it is surrounded. I sense creatures, components of the malign union has somehow physically been pulled inside this realm. They've breached the front door. With that, Independence kind of falls backwards and is caught by what seems like a beam of energy and raises into a trance, perhaps a few feet off the ground. Make me a mysticism check, folks. See if you recognize.
Does game recognize game?
Ooh, game recognized.
Somebody's recognized. Not Hamwater.
Dang.
Trest. Not only do you recognize this, perhaps you can sense what is happening here. Floating in the air, you recognize this is exactly the kind of trance Zelenon was in back in the Temple of Hylax, back in book 1. Beyond that, you sense that this Kucharn independence entity is in direct communication, is in some kind of seance with the Forever Queen herself. And you can see the comet that is above the gifting chambers, single hole in the ceiling, kind of glowing brighter as this is happening. Seneca grabs her rifle and holds it in her two good arms and says, "You all go be heroes midnight. I'll see what that commotion's all about. I'll look after this one, make sure nothing peeks its ugly head through the skylights."
Very good. We rely on you, Seneca. Clip, clop, clip, clop. That's me running down the hallway.
Yeah. Is there any action you guys want to take before you pop into this next chamber?
I'll get out all the weapons.
Ready everything. Is there any way that we can tell what's on the other side? I guess we don't have any. If the door is closed, there's nothing we can do.
Maybe some battle mind link lesser.
It's up to you guys.
Oh yeah, we should do battle mind link for everybody.
Yeah. Do you want to do that? Let's see. Remind me how that works. Can you link 3 people together with that?
The crown links 3. Your spell links 2. So if we're going to use the crown, then we're going to be able to link up whoever's the crown wearer is, and then our 2 slowest people.
Yeah. So Zinnia is wearing the crown right now, and I think, do we want her to keep wearing it, or do we want somebody else to wear it?
Sure, that's fine by me.
Okay.
Because you're the most mobile, we figured that you might be the best person to wear it for now.
Well, I can also use reactions to help people with skill checks, which is good.
Yeah, I actually, at my last level, I actually traded out Battle Mind Link. And so.
Oh, okay.
So Rebecca is the resident Battle Mind Link person now.
Yes. So I would ask that Devash will be a part of it, and then whoever we want the third person to be.
Okay. Probably Echo. I don't know.
Well, because it's an initiative thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would honestly say, like, we need Sprouts to be pretty high up there.
He has a massive bonus to initiative.
If he's got a massive bonus, then never mind.
So remember, you share the roll, not or the number on the die, not the end result.
Although you also get +2 to your bonus as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So having our 2 operatives involved in that would be pretty A+ because you both get like super high chance to go first.
To be first. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
we're going to do Zinnia, Sprouts, and Devasho.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and start us off by making some initiative rolls as you get into this next room.
I rolled an 18. How come whenever I battle mind link, I roll super high on my dice?
Wow.
Well, I rolled a 20, so.
Oh, Zinnia.
And I rolled a 1, so this will be fun.
So the 3 of us, gosh, why am I not? Wow, roll 20 is really laggy tonight. Okay, so
you came very late for me.
Weird. So natural 20 for me and Sprouts and Devasho, and we also get a +2 to that on top of what you would normally get.
Oh, well rolled. Well rolled.
I do what I can. I wish that would happen on attack rolls from time to time, but
yeah. I mean,
this could be the night.
So I'm sorry. It's a +2 normally. So Miles, you're at 33, and
I'd be at 34.
34, and then who was the third?
Devasho.
I changed mine to 24.
Yeah, he changed his.
Okay, you were at 20 before. All right. All right, well, pop you guys down the hallway here into the main receiving chamber, where it is a bit of a scene. As you return to the entrance, you see the front doors have been busted down from the outside, and standing in front of them, slowly making their way downward, are 2 large swarm bruiser creatures, giving off, looks like steam, almost radiating heat. Behind them, you see a rapidly closing magical portal, the fringes of which are yellow and blue, and at its center, you see the telltale architecture of the temple at the center of the Forever Reliquary. Maybe just for a moment, see a frozen tableau of Tuval and the priests fighting off the swarm on the main dais, while surrounded on all sides by swarm components. But these two in the center here indeed seem like the first creatures you've seen in the mindscape, not made out of sand or crystals of the silvery sands, but these are two flesh and blood chitinous swarm creatures, tall, lanky, purple beasts with squid-like heads and two middle clawed fingers that extend about half of the length of its huge body. Let me give you a good look at these guys, some new swarm baddies.
Oh, are those two little cute? Are those like little wings? What are those little cute things coming off the top of it?
Oh no, it has like 4 extra claw arms.
They're very cute.
It's a pretty color.
Yeah, get real close to them, Tyler. Let's see how cute they are.
I'm imagining they can do some disgusting like grab rake action that I'm not going to enjoy, but we'll see.
Alrighty. They've moved on through here, and we are in initiative turn order, and you battle linked natty 20 folks, believe it or not, going first. So starts off Zinnia.
All right, Zinnia would like to try to identify these strange creatures.
Oh, I bet you would like to.
Do it.
Is that life science?
Yes.
Hey.
All right. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a 42 to identify.
3 bits of information about the, and I really didn't I should have asked Paizo folk for the pronunciation. These are Ceratorum, Ceretoram. And these are indeed large, evil, chaotic, evil, monstrous humanoids in the swarm, the greater swarm minds here. What pieces of information would you like to know, Rebecca?
Do they have any special attacks?
They have special abilities, and 2 would fall under attacks. Do you want to know both of them?
Yes.
Oh boy, buckle up. Creature struck by the Ceratorum's tentacle attack must make a fortitude save or have some of its biological matter siphoned off and take an additional D8 piercing damage, and it regains double that damage back to it. So don't get within its tentacles. And then that's called Consume. It's supernatural.
Do I know the range on that?
I mean, it's a melee attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It also has a magical, a supernatural ability called Remote Pulse, and it can use a reaction when a creature fails against its mind thrust to immediately cast Synaptic Pulse as a spell-like ability centered on the target of its mind thrust. Synaptic Pulse is a bad enough spell by itself, but basically casting it for free. It stuns all creatures for a round.
All creatures?
Within range. So Synaptic
range.
Pulse is actually
a level 3 spell. It's intense.
So we want to keep our distance, sounds like.
Well, and it says what it fails against its mind thrust. So first off,
Yeah,
this
first
can
off,
cast
you're
mind
taking
thrust.
a mind thrust, a pretty
Yeah, so we're taking a high level mind thrust, and then if you fail the will save, which it's a good thing a bunch of us don't have negatives to will saves.
-3 to will save.
So if you fail that, then it's also going to get to use Synaptic, the pulse ability on everybody or anybody close enough to that person.
Yes.
Yikes.
Zinnia would know that it's probably best to put some distance between one another.
Each other.
Yeah, Zinni is staying far away.
You have one more piece of information before you start this turn.
Does it have any resistances beyond just swarm immunities?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Swarm Mind, immune to acid, and fear effects.
I cannot believe these things do not have DR. They look like they should have DR, folks.
No, these are they got the magic spells that you hear about, folks.
That's true. I know, but they look like bruisers.
These are bruisers enough that seeing two of them, it's like, so this is the last fight of the book, right? No, no.
This guys. They kind of look like mind flayers from D&D on roids.
Yeah.
Roid flayers.
So much of the swarm reminds me of Warhammer 40K alien enemies, or the aliens, the crazy aliens from StarCraft. They're big bruisers, but these ones also have psychic abilities. It's crazy. Zinnia, what would you like to do in face of that information you're able to pull?
I think we need to take these things down. She is going to fly up a ways and forward just a bit. So I'm going to be, how high are the ceilings here?
About 50 feet, I want to say.
Okay, I'll say she'll fly up about 30 feet off the ground and forward a little bit and take a shot with her laser pistol at the one that is at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, they're both on the stairs right now. Stairs will just be regular movement. If you're moving down one of these levels here, I think it might be a little bit of difficult terrain. So like 10 feet for one of the 5 feet moving down. They're just like huge steps between the like 3 rings of this chamber.
But not for me because I'm flying, right?
Yeah, just saying for in general, these other footed folk.
Great.
All right, make that attack.
All right, so that's actually a CR 15 or 16 or lower because I successfully ID'd these guys.
Oh yeah.
And an 18 on the attack.
Oh no. That's a miss against the AC.
Too bad.
Even flat-footed. Okay, Sprouts Marlowe, we are on to you next on Echo 7 Shoulder.
All right, so Sprouts, one of these big boys, is close enough that Sprouts is in range. Oh no, you moved it.
What's your range?
It's 60, but for some reason my map had one of these guys moved up for some reason.
Nope. That's where they've been, but you can move closer or just take -2 penalty being outside that first range you're coming in.
No, Sprouts is gonna move closer. He's gonna kind of leap off forward and target the nearest gentle creature.
All right.
And make sure he is in the old range.
So you're moving down to like the second platform here.
Okay. Yeah, and he is in range. So he is going to take a shot with his semi-auto pistol. Let's see how it goes.
With a random trick, let's see it.
Oof, CR4 lower. Ouch. And a natural 1.
That's also pretty bad.
Oh no.
Both pretty bad. Oh, and there's so much red on here, so it's very low dice rolls too. I'm sorry, Miles. Critical fail from the Crittermanders or from the official script fail deck?
I gotta love my Crittermanders.
Here comes the rain again.
For a ranged attack, it's been a while since we had a. Oh no. Submitted by CJ. What you doing to it, CJ? Friendly fire. Your shot accidentally hits an ally.
Oh, no.
Instead of the intended target. Any and all tricks and buffs and special effects you were attempting still apply. Thankfully, no trick on this, but 17 points of damage to a random ally.
Sprouts using those rare boomerang bullets that go back at you.
Go back at you.
It's a classic crit fail. All right, so go down the list here. As your shot goes awry, it does hit Trest. Oh, shoots right back at Trest behind you. 17 points of kinetic damage.
Ouch. Sprouts looks at his gun very confused.
Yeah, just like you maybe take a small rock and as you're shooting, just shoots right behind your head. Oh, two misses from operatives.
I think I've actually mentioned on this podcast before, but there's a fun Halo Combat Evolved mod on PC, which messes with all the guns. And this kind of reminds me of what the mod for the pistol is, which is that it shoots backwards into your face.
It's so bad.
It's very good. If you haven't seen a video of it, you should go watch it.
Devasho, your stealthy pistol wielding allies have not put a dent in these swarm yet. Okay. It is your turn as part of the 20 rolling squad here.
Yeah. If I had something that allowed me to ignore difficult terrain, would it ignore the speed decrease of these steps?
No. Well, what do you have?
I have my Solarian Revelation.
Yeah, I feel if you had that rocking on, you could just kind of zoom down these steps almost magically.
Okay.
It's it would be impossible to fail athletics check. I mean, to climb up these steps, or maybe just like a couple feet tall. So going down, especially, you're at the top of the room. So it's definitely a lot easier to just kind of skip down them.
Okay, cool. Then I will do that and whomp.
Getting within range.
Getting within range. As a move action, I surge forward, and then we will make a strike with. What do I want to hit you with? I'll hit you with the shield.
All right.
More fun.
Running across the room by yourself now.
Does a 30 hit your KAC?
Bringing up the shield and banging into this one. That is a hit.
28 points of damage.
Okay. First bit of damage on this one. You're cracking into its chitin. Is not happy about that one bit. Cannot act yet, as we are on to Trest next. Jabert.
All right. Let's see. Mm-hmm. I am a little far away at this point. I do have a little bit of a jetpack, which is a good thing. Generally speaking, I want to go forward in their direction. I'm going to dig down deep and cast a spell, I believe.
Ooh. What spell?
Speaking of Mind Thrust.
Oh, no.
Mind Thrust.
Oh, against one of these two?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's crazy. I get my Swarm Mind ability.
Yeah.
But what that means, I can roll twice, take the better. So basically, a little luck on this one now.
Bit of luck.
Let's
Come
see
on,
what
bad luck.
Yeah, let's see 2 2s. I want a double 2.
Yeah, the DC on this is 20. Ooh.
Oh! One of them would have been a fail, but this one is indeed an 11. That is going to be a success. So half damage, but still a significant amount. You're doing level 3.
Level 4.
Level 4. Way too much.
So 56 divided by 2 is 28.
Dang!
Almost as much or exactly the same amount as Tyler on his attack. That's not bad at all.
Trest got to do it from like 50 feet away.
Infinitely better. Dokely. All right, this one's still not bloodied as we start its turn. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do when you're this close? Okay, they actually have... The Mind Thrust is 25 feet plus 5 feet per 2 levels. Okay, that will help as I bring out my measurement tool and hide it from you all.
This GM's up to some shenanigans.
Shenanigans, indeed you do. These guys indeed do have... maybe you can see a little bit of it in the art, but they do have small wings that appear from their back because they do have a slight fly speed.
I can just imagine old like Mario creatures where they just jump and they have like a flap, 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 and they just land hard on the ground.
Well, it's like chickens, right? Chickens kind of fly like that.
Or penguins.
Yeah.
They land
Wait,
pretty
penguins
hard.
don't fly at all, do they?
I mean, they fly if you push them out of a plane.
All right.
Wow.
I don't know if they fly as
Cosmic
much
Crit
as
does not condone penguin murder from planes.
Drop.
All views expressed by Jabern are
Let's start their turn off. This one that was behind hasn't taken damage. It's going to move forward and it's going to try to mind thrust a Trest.
No.
A Trest.
I will.
Kind of
Anything
in the
you
middle of the room.
All right. Whoop. 22.
Ooh, that's a success.
Oh, thank
nicely
goodness.
done.
So no synaptic pulse freebie.
Thank goodness. But I'm still taking probably a reasonable amount of damage here.
Doop, doop, doop. You know, it's not that bad because
Is that a level 3 version?
it's only level 1.
Oh, my heavens.
Just
That's wild. It's a level 1 mind thrust. And
so 6 points. Well, they can also
and then it kicks off a level 3 effect
Yeah.
if it succeeds. That's
they also can do that as many times as they want.
wild. Right. It's
So,
at will. Yeah.
let's don't like it. Tyler, actually no, he's just gonna. This guy will guarded step back away from you. Oh, and before he uses his fun ability. Can you make me a fortitude save?
I will let the dice decide. Can I dice? No, I cannot. 4 on the dice.
Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, that is going to be a fail as you feel a blast of almost necrotic feeling energy, dark, greasy energy hitting. Oh, I have to make a ranged EAC. It's going to hit your chest. Yeah, I've rolled an 18, so obviously going to hit your chest. And you are immediately exhausted as the condition. Half speed, can't charge or run, -3 to attack, damage, armor class, reflex, initiative, strength, dex checks, just about everything.
Sounds great.
Hey, Tyler, were you taking into account the bonuses that you get for all the things that are in your notes?
Yeah, they're built in.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the stuff that's in the. I mean, even if I did account for let's say those notes were all real, I still don't think I'd meet the DC.
All right. That is their turn as this one has blasted you with this dark energy, and that will be their turn. And bring us to Echo 7 at the bottom of the turn order.
It's about time.
Drew, what did you... you rolled a 10 on your initiative?
It was a natural 1. It was not the best I've ever done, obviously.
You've got a +10 on your initiative. Oh boy, yikes.
Yeah. Kind of wish I'd been involved in that Battle Mind Link.
that triplicated 20. That would have been great.
But I'm going to shoot because I think I have a clear shot to the sort of southwestern one of these baddies.
Yeah, you pretty much have a clear shot to both of them if you want.
Which is the one that's taken damage so far? Is it the southwestern one?
No, it's the one that's still on the stairs that Dabasha was attacking. And
then I'm gonna attack that one then, and we're gonna use some heavy fire.
All right, a single blast. I like it. Get a little extra damage on that. Oh yeah, you do.
It's a 32 to hit.
A hit, of course.
35 points of damage.
Just 35.
Yeah, is my math wrong?
Yeah.
What's your strength bonus?
It's 5 with the new armor.
Oh, I was looking at your attack roll. Yes, your damage is 37 plus 5, 35. And I'm not gonna mess around tonight. We're just going straight calculator for these damage addition rules. Okay, so I've calculated that one now is looking bloodied after a massive plasma array blows a hole through its side. It's got beat by a shield. It's got some psychic damage. Turn to Zinnia on top. What you want to do, Rebecca?
All right. I'm going to keep at it with the one that has stepped off the stairs.
Yep, it's on like the second dais level across from Sprouts Marlowe.
All right. I am still 30 feet up in the air above this second dais and will take a shot. I don't know what's going on.
It's just slow.
Well, 20's like, maybe we'll give you your damage rolls.
All right. That's a CR 16 or lower on the trick and a 27 on the attack.
There you go. There's a hit.
Yay. That does 32 points of damage, and it's flat-footed. And I am also going to take this chance to use my once per day ability, since I finally hit, to inflict pain on this guy.
Ooh, what's that do?
Oh my.
So it's inflict pain just like the spell.
Ah. Yes. Like the mystic spell.
Yep. So I can cast inflict pain, which targets up to one creature per level. So I guess both of these would be targeted because they're within 30 feet apart. Oh, no, that's mass. Sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. Just the one. It imposes a -2 penalty to ability checks, attack rolls, and skill checks.
All right, well, let's introduce you to my good friend Swarm Mind Link, as this one will roll 2 will saves and pass with a 19 and a 20.
Oh, no.
Don't worry.
So it still lasts for 1 round.
It does, but it has saved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. Wow.
You're welcome to Jabert, aka Tress World of Patrick rolls rocks in Cosmic Crit for saving throws. Apparently,
well, 1 round is better than nothing, though. I mean, probably at least it didn't.
Good that I didn't use those for attack rolls.
That too.
But still a hit and damage on that one that hasn't been hit yet. So, Sprouts and Marlowe, we are next on to you.
Okay, I'm going to take aim at the southwestern one as well.
And you just attacked?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he is within my range. And here we go. CR 14 or lower, but a 17 to attack.
Natural toot. Unfortunately, it's a miss. I'm sorry, Miles. I'm sorry you rolled trash. Devasha, we're up to you.
Okay. Boy, am I going to be mostly worthless for a lot of this, but I can only move 35 feet now. And
wait, you move at half speed? Is that right?
Yeah.
Wait, your move speed is 70? Good Lord.
I told you.
That's crazy.
I told you before we started I wanted to be fast.
I wasn't listening to you, Tyler. I don't listen to you when you talk.
Jabert, listen to me no more. Yeah. No, I have 70 feet movement.
Only 35, he says.
He knows that. That's still more than my normal.
Don't listen to him, Divisho.
So you're saying you're exhausted, Devasha? Tress is just exhausted, Devasha.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to cost some movement to get up these stairs, potentially.
I would say the stairs are normal movement.
Can I...
Maybe Sprouts, it's difficult terrain, but
let me see if I can. I want to show you this line I'm making that's 35 feet. Can I get to this square or this square going in a straight-ish line? Is there enough space in between these two creatures to do so?
There's only 5 foot. You have to move through one of their square.
I didn't know if one of the tiny wing one was like up in the sky still, or
no, he's just
a little tiny wing
hovering over the same area there.
Okay, then I'm going to use Tidal Rush or Tidal Surge. Sorry. But that only allows me to move half my land speed, which would be back to 15. I'll just take the attack of opportunity. I'm going to move behind this creature.
Taking an attack from this guy. We've not seen its attack yet, but obviously Patrick's got to go for that tentacle attack. Let's try to get this going off on Devash.
I would love to see it.
8 on the dice. What is your armor class? Exhausted.
My exhausted armor class. -3 to this.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, it would be 31. So -3 is going to be 28.
Yeah, misses.
All right. And against Casey, right?
Yep.
I didn't know if you had some acid tentacle or something I had to be wary of. All right. Well, I'm going to try to bash you with a shield.
Okay. That seems on brand.
I think so. I feel like it represents Devasho's culture. 28.
Ooh, that is a hit.
30 points of damage.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And
hold your horses, good sir, because that is going to be enough to drop this one after your guys' sustained assault. One down, one to go. You got a swift action.
I have I could use my battle leader ability to issue a battle cry, but my battle cry heals SP. Oh, but it's only when somebody else drops a creature. Does anybody have SP damage on them? Tress does, right?
I do.
A little bit.
Let me...
Like 6 points.
I mean, I also have 17 from Sprouts.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Sprouts has done more damage than me this combat.
Yeah. The triggering ally regains stamina points. So... Not in this situation. So nope, I don't have anything left.
Tress, we're on to you. Back to you.
Right. I was thinking about using a restoration to get that exhausted off of Devasho, but Devasho seems to be doing A-okay.
If I had hit with that tentacle attack and gotten some HP back for that guy, he would have still be up. But he had 29 hit points left, so
boy,
not so much alive anymore.
I think I am going to charge in on this guy right here.
I will allow it. You might have to actually go underneath him almost, if that makes sense, because he's up a level.
I'm sort of flying sort of at the same level as this platform up
then here, that's a good point. Then you are flying straight over to him, and you get to make an attack of opportunity.
All right,
against you. No, he's this one's flat-footed, so no.
Oh, thank goodness.
we've gotten one operative attack off on him. So
yay!
Flat-footed and pained. He's pained from an attack.
All right, I think I'm taking a minus. Is it -1 on a full attack or on a charge?
-2.
-2 on the attack. All right. Whoop. Oh, good lord.
Oh,
15 on the attack.
14 on the dice is a miss.
Yeah.
4 on the dice.
Yeah, 4 at the dice.
4 and a
+1 to hit.
15. Sorry, sir. What? And that's moving. That's your whole turn, right?
Yeah, that's a full action. Yeah.
Well, good news is you can make an attack of opportunity because it's going to continue its movement, its fly kind of around the room here. Oop. Get another second attack.
23.
Ooh, that is a hit.
Oh, hey, 31 points of damage.
Whoa.
Chop. 31. Okay, so that one is bloodied now. It's going to try and make a spell attack here. And while it gets a free bite, should I try to mind thrust, get that free one again? Excuse me. Yeah, let's try it. Can you make me a will save, Sprouts Marlowe? This is for a level 1 mind thrust. Oh boy. Natural 19. Nice. All right. So no synaptic pulse. I got greedy. Only 7 points of damage. Miles. Sprouts fighting off my mental attack. Okay. Echo 7. Back to you.
All right, who baby? Let's see what we can do here. Do I want to risk 2 shots with a flat-footed fool?
Double shots, double the glory if you kill it.
I think old Echo's gonna play it safe, but we're still gonna do heavy fire.
Boo.
That's a 29 to hit.
That would have been a hit even with -4. Yes.
Say 33 points of damage.
just bring that home. Okay, he's still up, but oh boy, he could have easily been taken off with, say, one more attack. Maybe not after subtracting 5 from heavy fire, but that's gonna leave the glory to Sprouts Marla. No, wait, no. Zinnia, who's next at the top of turn 3.
All right, we'll see if Zinnia can do it.
All the glory to Zinnia. Oh, there we go.
Oh, she does it. That's a 30 to attack and a CR 16 or lower on the trick.
Zap. One clean laser bolt through its skull, and it is dead on the ground. Ooh. These bodies don't go anywhere. They are just rotting carcasses now.
Oh, Zinnia is so excited. She rushes over to take samples.
Zap, splat.
All the samples.
Yeah. Boy, howdy. I wish I got to snap pick pulse once, but nope, this combat's over. As they, let out their death rattles, you can hear the howling of winds, the roaring of more massive creatures outside the refuge. The walls of the building are shuddering, occasionally kind of shake and dust, silvery dust will kind of fall down the walls. What would you guys like to do? Do you want to step outside and take a look at what's doing this in the sandstorm, or take some time? Does anyone need to take 10?
Yeah, I'll take 10.
When am I no longer exhausted? When is Devasho no longer exhausted?
Good question.
That is a great question. If it is a long time, I can drop a couple spells to get you out of it.
If you guys are taking 10-minute rest, I will say at the end of the 10 minutes, it has run its course.
Trescast coffee.
Yes. I am back to my full potential.
Zinnia volunteers when we are ready to emerge to sort of scout things out and try to sneak out there and see what she can see before everybody else follows.
Sounds good.
I mean, outside, the doors have been busted off the front of the refuge, and you just see churning in on itself silvery banks of clouds blocking vision further than maybe 100 feet in all directions, including above. The sky has been blotted out. Occasionally, perhaps you see shadows of swarm creatures moving within these clouds, kind of circling around the refuge like a cyclone. The figures seem to be joining in what sounds like a single keening wail that just threatens to overtake the storm's winds and this ominous howling sound. But yeah, are you guys readying up, getting your armor back and getting ready to confront whatever it is out here?
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little spell around. I'm going to cast a shield other on Devasho.
Ooh.
So,
what does that do?
That is, so it only really comes up when you get into HP damage, but
I'll be sure to do that as quickly as possible.
But I can take half of your damage when you get into HP damage. And so
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I gotta spend an RP to actually cast the spell. So it's sort of a thing, but
it's like you can sense the darkness that you're walking into. Tress can feel it in their antennae.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's one more spell I want to do here.
Mm-hmm. So, you can think about it because you'll have some time as you're walking out, perhaps ensorceling between your hand and your sort of energy. Your child learning these same magic incantations as you're casting them on yourself and your allies.
I'm indeed going to cast Mind of 3 right now.
What is Mind of 3?
That is actually one from the Forever Reliquary.
Right.
It is you basically split your mind into sort of 3 different sort of components. Allows you to compartmentalize sort of like, negative mental things that happen to you. So you can roll a failed caster check. You
took the sacred teachings of the Forever Reliquary and stole them for your own.
I'm putting them to Hylax's use.
Yes. Splitting your personality in 3.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I like. All right. Well, that's a good to know. Write that down.
Cool.
As you guys are armored up, shielded up, bring your weapons out, and perhaps we see you guys reloading as you move to face this storm, sensing perhaps what is about to happen. And to counteract this gloom surrounding it, you notice the refuge behind you begins to glow with a bright light, accompanied by a hum, a droning hum that evokes kind of harmony and peace. And the sand near the building's walls begins to swirl in tiny vortices, each rising a few feet in height, and slowly these whirlwinds of sands, very similarly as the mindscape creatures are formed, begin forming shining simulacra of different insectile beings. Shirin, Trox, Formians, some sporting high-tech weapons and armor, others looking like barbarians with cudgels and axes. They step forward behind you all in a veritable army, and moving between them, you see in these ranks of spirit soldiers also some members of the Bazaar, decked out in their own weapons and armor, led by Jeldamarek, who says, "You didn't think we'd let you have all the fun defending this place, huh?
It is good to fight at your side once again, Jeldamarek."
Let's give the swarm something to think about. Suddenly there's a buzzing roar as these mindscape constructs out in the storm kind of surge forward, as well as the constructs of the refuge charge in front of you to meet them and clear you some space. And you guys can rush into this battle as portions of the light encompass the 5 of you, and you are all filled with a magical calmness and warmth. But as you're charging forward, you hear Independence in a hurried voice speaking directly into your minds, and kind of everything slows down around you to a crawl. Once again, you feel yourself under the effects of their power. Independence says, I have existed within this place for in one form or another since the dawn of the Malign Union, as the Swarm, but I have only truly lived since meeting the 5 of you. I had hoped that one day, through Hylax's blessing, the Kucharn would return to her graces, abandon their hostile ways. I fear that will never come to pass, but independence still does exist. It can be found in the Shirin who've escaped the Swarm's grasp, in the Trox who've taken up positions as the shield bearers of the faith, in all the rest of you who would fight so valiantly to stop the Swarm from its consumption of the galaxy. The glowing around you all intensifies to a near blinding level as Independence continues, and you see the Swarm out in the storm here, kind of pushed back by it. My presence here is no longer needed, as the real champions from the material plane who uphold what I've held to be true have arrived. As I disperse, I impart unto each of you an understanding of this mindscape. Use this power to stop the connection, to save your world. And fear not for me, as I am sure Hylax will smile on this sacrifice for the greater good. You all are pushed forward as a huge wave of energy from the refuge envelops you. It feels like a surge of power as you realize you are gaining new abilities, new powers to alter the properties of the mindscape on a personal scale. You all instinctively know what these are, how to use them, and as you gain these powers, just A moment later, Seneca charges out of the refuge, fighting alongside you, these glowing insectile beings from within the storm. And as you charge into battle, you feel these new powers inside you. Indeed, you can test them out as you go to war with the Swarm Mindscape creations, many of them much lesser Swarm components, but hundreds and thousands of them. So you're taking out dredgers and Vorfoma, just slicing through these small things. Bang, zap, boom. I'm going to go through all these powers in total, but you guys have not random. You don't all have the same powers, but you have the same suite of powers. So I'm going to put it in our Discord here for you to take a look at them. Echo 7, 2 Mindscape powers. One is called Alter Gravity, another Surge of Power. And then there are 2 others. Devasho also has Alter Gravity, as well as Sprouts. But another one that you two get, Echo doesn't have, is called Instant Recuperation. Tress, you have, as our spellcaster here, Recharge Spellcasting, as well as Surge of Power. And Zinnia, Instant Recuperation and Surge of Power. And as I said, you all instinctively know exactly what these do, so I'm going to put these rules in the Discord chat as well as I read them aloud. But Alter Gravity, you understand what it means. As a move action for a minute, you change your subjective gravity and you can act in low, standard, or 0 gravity and just kind of float around. Instant Recuperation is a move action, basically a spell where you regain 4d6 stamina and HP. Just boom. Recharge spell casting as a move action, regain the use of a spell slot at least 2 levels lower than your highest, just immediately. And the Surge of Power is you can add 1d6 to result of a single d20 roll, any d20 roll, that takes no action.
Pretty cool. So how many times per day are these, did you say?
So each of these swarm abilities, I think you could do after a 10-minute rest.
Cool.
Yeah, so basically once per combat.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
But the Alter Gravity lasts for a minute, so.
It's pretty rad.
Right, so mark down which ones you've gotten. I think I gave Alter Gravity to everyone that doesn't have a jetpack at this point. And as you continue fighting the swarm here, there's a massive swarm creature kind of calling out through the storm, and you realize both the swarm components, these lesser entities, and the entities made of light fighting on your side kind of part ways, making a bit of an arena. And what sounds like an elephant and a T-Rex screeching comes through the silvery winds, and you will see stepping forward into this windy battlefield a creature towering 30 foot above the ground. It's kind of slithering forward on a long snake-like torso with 2 massive claws on his appendages, 15 foot long, and a maw that has 4 large hinging jaws and razor sharp teeth. And once more, instinctively, you just have the information in your mind. This is the Hive Mindscape's avatar, a defensive champion that has been sent here to destroy you all and the crown. It reaches out into your mind psychically and exudes a fearsome aura. Its words stinging you to the core as it cries out, "To be continued." Whoa!
I just got one response. Never mind, that didn't work. I wanted my knuckles to crack on the microphone. It didn't even pick up.
You just hit your microphone.
Would have been real cool.
All right, we're starting that out next
post.
week. Next week, Drew's got a -2 will save. It was cool will save. Big baddie next week. You guys have cast your spells and now gotten some new abilities to try out. But yep, that's for next week's episode.
Oh boy.
Until then, guys, thanks for playing with me.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Listeners, thanks for sticking with it. You definitely don't want to miss the end of book 5. There's so much crazy stuff. But until next time, thanks for listening to Cosmic Crit. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. The Starfinder role-playing game and adventure paths are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder and Starfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission.